Hello, everyone. My name is Victoria Nkata from Responding to Life. It is such an honor to be able to be back doing the content here on YouTube and on other social media platforms. The past 2 years have been quite the journey, and I'm excited to tell you all about it. So, if you are a new subscriber, please do not hesitate to subscribe, turn on the notification bell so that you do not miss out on any of our videos. And if you are a returning subscriber, thank you very much for coming back despite the long break, and we look forward to sharing with you so much more and also going back to the basics of mental health. And happy Mental Health Day. See you in the video. As it is Mental Health Day, I am so excited to return back to doing our mental health practitioning and also creating content for matters mental health, as it is very, very key that we continue raising awareness on matters mental health. Now, the hiatus came abruptly, and this is also due to the fact that we faced a few challenges in terms of bullying and online bullying basically. And what happened is that it took quite a toll, in as much as we normally talk about being able to block off certain things when they happen. It comes at a high cost, and especially when you have not expected it, but at the same time when you also think that you're able to combat it, it sometimes takes a toll on you. And this is to also say everyone can go through it. Not only, it's not for weak people. And this is one of the myths that we need to demystify. It's not about being weak. It's not about being, you can't handle it. It's all about life happens, and sometimes it can take a toll on you. Sometimes you need a break to also understand where you are at, what you're willing to do, how far you're willing to go, and the price that comes with doing certain things. And that was primarily why the hiatus was taken. Also to understand, is it really worth it? Why are we doing what we do? And remembering also our why is I think that was key to us being able to also gather the courage and gather the strength to be able to come back. But over the past 2 years, it's been quite a journey. It's been learning. It's been, redefining our purpose. It's been, being able to bring in more about what we actually do. And I think that's why I'm so excited to be able to define the things that we're going to do and also structure it in a way that it's going to be relatable to everyone. It's going to be understandable to everyone, and everyone will kind of feel that we understand what mental health is. I've also gotten to realize a lot of people don't understand what mental health is, and I think in this video may be a bit of a longer one, but the topic today, as you can see also in the description box, it is about introducing mental health, defining mental health, and understanding and demystifying the myths thereof, and understanding why self-care is very, very important. So we go right into it. Number one, how do we define mental health? Mental health it refers to our emotional, our psychological, and social well-being. So basically, and I say this quite a lot, mental health is everything up here that defines how you think, how you feel, how you relate to people, how you work, generally everything aside from your physical health. Yeah, everything aside from your physical health. And the importance of this is that mental health, just as physical health, the same way, I think I say this a lot, the same way you go to a hospital when you feel that your body is not okay, your structure is not okay, your legs, if you hurt your leg, you go to hospital. It's the same way your mental health functions. And this is why we create a disparity between mental health and mental illness. These are two very different concepts. Now, mental health is part of everyone. Everyone has mental health. The same way your physical health is important, the same way mental health is important, and everyone has mental health the same way everyone has physical health. The term is usually used very negatively, especially when people mention mental health. I hear people say, oh, if this person has mental health, then it's a bad thing. No, mental health is for all of us. It's everyone's situation. All of you, as long as you have a psyche, as long as you have have emotions, as long as you have, a mind, mental health is part of you. The same way, as long as you have an arm, you will probably get it hurt and you will feel something. The same way you have eyes, you need to go to the optician. The same way you have teeth, you need to visit a dentist. The same way with mental health, right? And if there's something, making you feel some type of way, you need to go see a therapist or a psychologist and so on and so forth. And I'll explain the disparity between mental health and mental illness in quite a few. Now, the whole idea of mental health, it's a continuing process. It's not a process of today it's like this, tomorrow it's like that. The aspect of mental health is a continuation. The same way today you can be sick, tomorrow you can be okay. Today your leg could be hurting, tomorrow it's completely fine. Today you could have a cold, tomorrow you're very healthy. That's the same thing with mental health. It's a continuation process. Today it could be very bad, you're off, you're feeling very off. Tomorrow you're okay. The next day you're fit. That's how it is. So it is no longer a statement where we have to, place it in a negative context, but understanding that it's as normal as anything else, right? It's as normal as anything else. Now, some of the misconceptions and stereotypes that we have on matters mental health, one of them is that we consider people who have mental health issues as weak people. No, mental health issues, again, are different from mental illness. And this is why it's very important to distance the two. You could have mental health challenges without necessarily having a mental illness. Mental illnesses, the same way you could have a common cold without necessarily having pneumonia. You could have a running nose without necessarily having a lung issue, right? And such situations, it could just be a common cold that is going to pass by without necessarily having a whole pneumonia or an infection and so on and so forth. You could have, your eyes are tired without necessarily having to see an optician because you have issues with your eyes. That's the same thing with mental health. And this is why it's very, very important to have the two separated. Mental illness and mental health challenges are not the same. You could have a bad day, you could have stress, you could have anxiety without necessarily having clinical depression or maniac depression and so on and so forth. Very important. And mental health challenges are not for the weak. Let me tell you, and this is why I started out by telling you a story of how my 2 years of hiatus has been because of the fact that certain things challenged me, and I had to, because it wasn't things that I was ready for, I had to take a step back, reanalyze, reorganize. And that is not because I'm weak. I think I'm potentially one of the strongest people up here, but it challenged me. And it wasn't because I have a mental illness, it was a mental health challenge where it felt very, it just felt very challenging. It felt very not depressive, but gearing towards that. But I had to take a step back so that I also understand that I do not want to gear off to a certain place in life, right? The other myth that we need to demystify is the aspect of one size fits all. When it comes to mental health, we're all different. The same way somebody could, some of us are scared of needles. Some of us are very, very scared of needles. And the pain that I may feel is not the pain that somebody else may feel, right? Somebody else might be very strong in terms of handling needle pain, but I cannot. Therefore, there's no one size fits all when it comes to mental health as well. What I can handle may not be what somebody else can handle. Maybe someone else would have looked at this video and thought, just cyberbullying, I would gear off next day, I'm on track, right? Or someone else would never ever come back, right? So it's not a one size fits all. And therefore, people experience and cope with mental health challenges very differently. This is why even when we use our words sometimes, what you would do, what you can handle is not what somebody else can handle. And the aspect of stigma, I think this is one of the things that we really, really need to have a conversation about it. And I think I'll have to do a very separate video on matter stigma, because that's also one of the other things that when we throw out these myths and, these statements such as just that was what was an issue, like we're stigmatizing the people who are going through it, and also not taking into consideration the importance, or rather the severity of their challenges. So now we gear off into self-care, and how when it comes to mental health, self-care is very, very important. Understanding self-care is being able to manage stress, preventing burnout, and promoting resilience. So basically, what I did in the past 2 years was self-care. I needed to take a break and say, hey, I need to stop. I need to take care of myself. And there are different types of self-care. There's a physical, there's the emotional, and then there's the social, right? So the physical means that you're eating better, you're working out, you are, taking care of your physical health. The emotional, journaling. I journaled a lot, and I still do. And also being able to be aware of yourself. I know there are a lot of people who also go for therapy. There are people who use their faith as a way of self-care, emotional self-care. I use my faith a lot. And again, there's also the social self-care. I connected with people who I care about, people who truly matter, to be able to go through this whole process together. Now, we are going to look at self-care strategies in a separate video, and we're going to look at all the aspects in which you can be able to utilize so that you're getting to a better place in terms of your mental health. Now, one of the things that we say a lot in responding to life, that we're able to respond to life in a positive way. This is responding to each and every aspect of your life in a positive mental health state, and removing ourselves from a negative mental health state, which is reactive, to a positive mental state, right? And these are things that we're going to look at. Now, I just gave you an introduction and the basics, the nitty-gritties of mental health. And in the upcoming videos, we're going to look at the in-depth aspects of mental health. We're going to look at building resilience. We're going to look at self-care. We're going to look at stigma. We're going to look at all matters of mental health. We're going to look at the illnesses, define them, and not have a general overview, rather than us going around thinking that mental health is, we really are going to dissect over the coming weeks, over the coming months. We really are going to dissect the different angles of mental health, and I hope you can walk this journey together with us. That's it for today. I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please leave a comment in the section and tell us what you expect, what you would want to see, and what you'd love to hear from us. I am Victoria Nkata from Responding to Life. I wish you a very, very happy, exciting, and positive Mental Health Month and Mental Health Day. Have a good one, and see you on the next video.